So in this video, I want to talk to you about why LinkedIn is the single biggest opportunity if you're a B2B service provider or offer owner in 2025, 2026 and beyond. So I've got a few points here on my laptop. So if you see me pivoting over, it's just because I'm taking a quick look as we go through this here together. Now, first and foremost, LinkedIn is going through this incredible time right now where it's going through this massive evolution, where for years we've always had a focus on Facebook and Instagram and a lot of these platforms in terms of being creator first and being able to generate lead flow. But the real interesting thing with LinkedIn is they've started to pivot to becoming a creator first platform. And we started to get a sign of that basically because they released a creator mode earlier this year, actually allowing people on the platform to have real followers. Because before that, you could only have connections. You'd send connection requests and basically you'd be connected to someone. But now they actually allow you to have followers, people who just follow you where you're not even connected, to put you in a situation where they can consume your content. So it shows us that something big is happening. There's a real transformation. But the insane thing is that the penetration in the market is still so tiny. There's like no saturation because there's barely any creators on the platform. But at the same time, there's tons of people wanting to consume because there's 1.2 billion members on LinkedIn. And the number of members of LinkedIn is continuing to grow at an accelerated rate. Now, you might be thinking, well, why should you even care about this, especially if you're a B2B service owner or someone who's got some kind of high ticket offer to the market? And of course, that's a great question. Now, the main reason is that LinkedIn has the 2x the buying power of the average person on social media. So to put that into context, there's an organization called the Pew Research Center, and they did a study pretty recently where I'm just looking at the stats right here. 53% of individuals on LinkedIn earn over $100,000 per year, and over 87% of LinkedIn members earn over $70,000 per year. So you can see in terms of purchasing power, people that actually have the capital to buy and to invest, they're all on LinkedIn. Whereas there's another organization called Social Pilot, and they did a study where they found that 83% of Instagram users earn less than $70,000 per year. So you can see it's like this, the stats are the opposite, right? People on LinkedIn, they've got purchasing power. They're actually in a situation, in a circumstance where they can afford to actually invest in higher ticket offerings, in enterprise types of solutions. Whereas this is something that's a lot more challenging on other platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Meta. Now, the other part of this is that a lot of us have spent so much of our time, I know I certainly have in my life, having to do outbound, trying to endlessly chase leads. So maybe you're sending 100 messages, 1,000 messages, hoping to get a certain reply rate. Maybe you're doing cold email and you're just having to hammer. Now, the thing with LinkedIn, because the opportunity is so untapped, it creates a phenomenal opportunity where if you're creating great, high quality and valuable content, you can create an inbound engine where leads start to flow inbound to you. Because again, the dynamic is broken right now. You've got not enough creators, but an abundance of people wanting to consume information and wanting to actually look to make purchasing decisions. So can you see that balance? So imagine if you're a creator, one of the very few creators actually producing valuable content, all of a sudden you've got this huge array of people that actually want to engage, want to inquire, want to understand, want to learn more. So you put yourself in this niche bracket where if you're actually able to become someone who's contributing to the platform, you can earn far more, you can generate way more leads than anyone else, and you can be in a situation where you're generating qualified sales calls on autopilot because you basically don't have any competition. Now think about the nature of an inbound lead versus an outbound lead, right? When you're sending 100 messages a day or 1,000 messages per day, you're just always in this pretty much spray and pray cycle, right? You're sending all of these messages and just hoping that someone ends up coming inbound. That someone ends up responding to your message and then actually decides to want to make a purchasing decision, but they're not even necessarily in that mindset versus someone who's actually put their hand up in the air and said, you know what, I actually want to engage. I want to understand. I want to learn more. That person is warm or they're hot. And those people end up converting far more. These are the people that actually want to buy something and are actually going to commit to making some kind of decision because they've come inbound. So that's the real power of LinkedIn right now, is you've got this huge blue ocean which you can tap into to really start to generate more inbound leads on autopilot. Now, with all of that said, the other thing is when you think about LinkedIn as a platform, why are people there? Why are people actually on LinkedIn? And again, there was a study, I actually ran this through AI to see what it said, right? And I literally typed in, why do most people visit Instagram? And the reasons it's given is social connection, content discovery, self-expression, entertainment, inspiration and trends, and shopping and brands. So some of the things that it's really calling out as the primary is entertainment and trends, it says. Now, when you think about that, I then put the exact same thing into LinkedIn. I'm looking at it right now. And it says the reason people are on LinkedIn are for networking, job opportunities, personal branding, industry updates, learning and development, and business growth. So now look at the difference between the rationale, but between why people are on each of those platforms. You've got one that's on there for entertainment and looking at trends and cat videos and family pictures or whatever. And then you've got another one where people are specifically there to grow their business, to learn about industry trends, and to look for opportunities. Now think about that in line with your particular business, right? You've got an organization. Do you want to be on a platform where people are actively looking for opportunities, where people are actively looking to engage and connect with other professionals, and where people are looking to actually have industry updates relevant to their particular niche? Do you want to be on that type of platform, or do you want to focus your attention on a platform where instead people are, again, looking to be entertained, right? And people are just looking for quick fixes of dopamine? I mean, it's an obvious question, right? If you're running a business, you want to be where other business owners are. You want to be where people are that are actually looking to spend, looking to invest, looking to be in a situation where they're looking to make proactive decisions to grow themselves and grow their business and to actually move forward and expand what it is that they're doing. Right. And so you can see why this is such a special time, because LinkedIn actually know and understand that in order for them to truly capitalize on the market, they're going to need more creators and they're going to need more people that are actually putting themselves out there to help them to support their ecosystem of all of these people that are actually on the platform looking for others that can help them to actually add value to their lives. So this is why it's such a unique and transformative time to actually be on LinkedIn. And it's the very reason why I set up our agency Influx, where we actually work with B2B service providers, offer owners, agencies, coaches, people of that nature who have some kind of high ticket offer or an offer that's worth at least $3,000. We work with them to be able to leverage LinkedIn in a completely done for you way to be in a situation where you can actually generate qualified leads on autopilot from the platform that's got over 65 million decision makers, to put yourself in a situation where you can actually grow your business, capitalize, and do it through inbound leads as well. So if you do want to learn and understand a bit more about how you can have my direct support, our direct support here at Influx, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below of this video where there'll be a free short training that you can watch. It will tell you a bit more about the way that we think about this, because we have an engine that we call the Influx Autopilot engine. So it will tell you a bit more about how that works to put you in a position where you can actually turn your presence on LinkedIn into a lead generating machine that generates qualified leads and qualified sales calls on autopilot while you focus on other activities in your business. So again, link I'll leave in the description box below for you to learn more about that. A couple of other interesting stats that you might not be aware about. I mentioned to you that there's 65 million active decision makers on LinkedIn. The other interesting thing was Cognism, this company called Cognism, did a study, and they came to find that over 80% of social media, 80% of basically people on the web and B2B leads actually originate from LinkedIn. Right. So when you think about people, again, that actually want to make purchasing decisions, B2B organizations, etc., they're all based on LinkedIn. You've got 65 million decision makers, 1.2 billion members, over 80% of B2B leads, all on this one single platform. And it's a platform that you're not using, you're not capitalizing on. And it's still one of the most underutilized platforms in the world to actually be able to grow, scale, and to basically create some leverage for your business. So this is what I like to call early movers advantage. We're in this really special time where you can get in ahead of everyone else, because everyone else is just stuck in the mud, focusing on either solely running ads, which can work well, but can be very expensive if you don't know what you're doing and quite limited in a certain way, or only doing outbound, sending thousands of spray and pray, crazy messages and just hoping to get a reply rate. Same thing with cold email. Or you can be one of the first people to actually be able to start to have content going out on the platform where purchasing decisions are made to generate inbound leads on autopilot to then help you to grow and scale your business in a much more systematic way. So again, if you do want to learn a little bit more about what it would look like to have support with that, link in the description box below. And outside of that, this particular channel is filled with content that actually walks you through how to go about creating content, doing it in a sustainable way, doing it in a way that's not going to consume too much of your time, because you might be thinking, well, look, I'm busy with so many other things. We try and produce a lot of content to help you to understand how you can reduce the amount of time investment, but get an outsized return, or if you would value completely done for you. Again, that's what the link is in the description box below to support you in that particular regard. Now, I hope you have found this video helpful in some particular way. If you have, please just take a second to hit the like button, to leave a thoughtful comment, to subscribe to this channel for so much more. And if you think this could help someone else that you know, also feel empowered to share it with someone else. Sharing is caring, right? So again, hope you found this particular video helpful. And if you like this style of content as well, please do let me know in the comment section below. Outside of that, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.